Hello, I'm Chief Tom Frank of the Cedarwood Police Department. In the next half hour, I'd like to introduce myself and the other 19 officers that patrol the streets, investigate crimes, aid in medical emergencies, and help keep this community one of the safest in Wisconsin. I'm going to show you how we do it. I'll let you know what goes into some of the decisions that we make. But I'm also going to show you how our officers and staff can help you. From our kids all the way up to our senior citizens, we have a bunch of different programs and services to help fight crime and help keep you safe. So let's go. 1975, I started my career with the Cedarwood Police Department working as a part-time dispatcher. In '78, I became a full-time officer, worked patrol, walked the beat, rode a motorcycle, until I started to supervise patrol as a sergeant. I worked in that capacity until I shifted my duties and responsibilities over to juvenile work and worked in that capacity until 1999 when I was appointed Chief of Police. I was born and raised in Cedarwood, went to Cedarwood schools. My parents are from Cedarwood, grandparents are from Cedarwood. I guess you could say I've been a part of this community my entire life. One nice thing about the department is that the community has grown very gradually. Along with that, the department has certainly grown, but those changes within the department have been very slow and very well thought out. That's what I think makes our department a very good department. This is a small city and it is a small police department, but still we feel we provide an excellent service for the community. Second in command of the department is Captain Glenn Limberg.
I'm Captain Glenn Limberg. I started in 1978 as a patrolman. I'm also a volunteer with the Cedarwood Fire Department. I work and live in the city of Cedarwood because it's a great community and the people support our department greatly. Our department consists of Chief Frank, myself, 2 detectives, 4 patrol sergeants, 12 patrol officers, 6 dispatchers, and 4 support staff.
I'm in charge of the shift. That means the officers and dispatchers working during my time slot, which would be right now 3 to 11 p.m. I tell which officers to handle what complaint. Any complaints come in from the public, I handle them, but for the most part, everything that occurs for the Cedarwood Police Department during my shift assignment, I'm in charge of.
One of the ways you see us in the community is speed enforcement. In the city, the speed limit is 25 miles an hour, except the areas of South Washington Avenue, North Washington Avenue, Pioneer Road, and Wauwatosa Road. By using radar and our laser unit, we enforce the speed limit laws of the city of Cedarwood.
ATC with truck stop. How you doing? You know why you're being stopped right now? Pretty much a known fact that speed does kill. Due to it being a big tourist community in a downtown area, even in some of the subdivisions, we have a lot of children, a lot of families, and accidents happen and people get hurt and or killed, people speeding. So we try to make a good effort at trying to educate people along, both with writing tickets and writing warnings, and also giving people verbal warnings for speeding depending on the circumstances in the area where the violation took place, and also depending on their driving record as well.
Evening. What's your driver's license?
And something else to remember while driving in our community.
You know why I'm stopping you?
It's important to keep your vehicle in good working order.
You know a front plate in your car?
And keep your registration up to date, which includes the proper display of license plates and renewal stickers.
Well, 15 days is we kind of come a break. We could write them a ticket for these violations, but we kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. We give them a couple weeks to fix it and to comply with the law. It's kind of a courtesy thing. I mean, some people get upset because we give them 15 days, but it's better than the alternative, which is getting a citation.
Okay, ready? Go ahead.
Every year, we average 150 reportable traffic accidents in the city. 40% of those occur on Washington Avenue. While most accidents are minor, like this one, we urge you to drive safely through our community. Some people don't realize how dangerous it is to drink and drive, and that they probably won't be caught. This is just some of the alcohol we've taken from drunk drivers. If you drive while you're intoxicated, you're going to get caught.
Okay, could you step out of the car for a minute, please? You just want to maybe turn the car off? How much have you had to drink tonight?
I had a couple drinks.
Just a couple?
Yeah.
How many is a couple?
Probably 3 or 4 from not since like 7 o'clock.
Okay, you stopped at 7 o'clock? Or you've had
No,
3 or 4?
I've had 3 or 4 since 7. I had a beer, and then I had a margarita at dinner, and then I had 2 beers after that.
I think they drink and drive just because they think they can get away with it. What I want you to just you can face me this way. What I want to do is just give you a couple tests, okay?
Okay.
Okay. You ever been arrested before for drunk driving? Have you ever
No.
had this done before?
No.
This is a one leg test. What I want you to do is lift the foot up off the ground. Don't start it yet.
Okay.
What I want you to do is hold it up off the ground like this, and I want you to count 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, until I tell you to stop. While you're doing the test, I want you to watch your foot the whole time, keep your arms down to your side, and count like I've told you to count, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you may begin.
1, 2, can't hold it up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. The consequences are too great, both physical damage to yourself, the likelihood of you getting in an accident, causing death, injury to yourself, property damage. The monetary consequences are just so great, it's just not worth it to yourself, your family, and to our community. You've had way too much to drink, okay? And I'm going to be placing you under arrest for drunk driving. Will you submit to an evidentiary chemical test of your breath?
Sure.
I need you to just take that, just sign the yes box and put your initials back next to it. Okay,
Just take a real deep breath, make a real nice tight seal, and blow long and hard and steady. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, a little harder, a little harder, a little harder, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, steady. There you go.
This lady tonight, I mean, she was, her test result was .20, so she was over 2 times the legal limit for impaired driving, or for drunk driving, and you know, she just should have known better, but still they do it. We talk to our bartenders and servers all the time about making sure that they're being responsible servers, and the word is out there.
Oh, what's up, man? Can I see some ID? How old are you? 21. 21? Cool.
We're also concerned about the problem of underage drinking and enforcing our underage drinking laws.
All right.
Let me see your ID. How old are you? How old? Okay, you want to come here? You want to come down too? Just go right down by that officer down there. Here's the thing. You bought the beer, you gave her the cups, you walked up there. You know she's underage.
I know she's underage.
Okay. You bought the beer. You bought the beer, you're sitting 2 persons away from her. You are responsible for that beer. You furnished her that beer. What's going to happen is we're going to take you down to the police station, got to take your fingerprints and pictures, and then you'll just be released from there. I
have a question though. Like, so am I getting a ticket for something?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Even if I didn't blow anything? Because I had 1 sip of beer, that
Right,
was
I know.
it.
That's all it takes. Yeah. That's what it takes.
put signs at both ends of the downtown. The signs warn everyone that we're going to have officers out. Then we place state law vehicles shall yield to a pedestrian and a crosswalk signs at designated distances each sides of a crosswalk, so that the officer, who then is in plain clothes wearing bright colored clothing, can actually watch for the cars to be beyond those signs.
Southbound, red car, Texas plates behind Retzloff's truck. Northbound, silver car.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Leach from Cedarwood Police Department.
How you doing?
Stopping you because you failed to yield to a pedestrian. Is there any logical reason why you did that?
To be honest, I didn't notice him until I was right up there, and if I really had to lock up the brakes.
That person that's crossing in the red shirt and a pink hat is a police officer.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sir, here's driver's license back. What this is a warning for failing to yield to a pedestrian. If I would have wrote you a ticket today, it would have cost you $194 and 4 points assessed to your driving record. Wisconsin's law requires you, whenever a pedestrian steps out into a crosswalk, you have to stop. Our department has a pamphlet that kind of explains your rights and your responsibilities as a driver when it comes to pedestrian. I'll give you a copy of that and just ask that you please drive safely. Okay?
I appreciate it. You have a nice one.
Okay.
Evening. One service we provide dates back 60 years, walking doors. Rain, snow, and sleet. 100 degrees, 90 humidity, and 30 below wind chill. Each night, an officer will check the downtown businesses to make sure their doors are locked. This helps reduce crime and also keeps a police presence in our community. Occasionally, we'll find a door that's unlocked. After we check to make sure no one is inside,
Is that door locked?
the business owner is contacted to secure their business.
1021 to key holder, everything appears in order. I believe we can secure.
We also maintain a presence during the 3 Cedarwood festivals.
Good morning. How are you?
We want to ensure things go smoothly for the vendors and tourists.
Go ahead. Enjoy yourselves.
It's also a great way to meet our officers. Don't be afraid to stop one of us and introduce yourself. We'd love to meet you.
There you go. Usually what I do is cut your head off so you just see your feet. Yeah. Have a nice day.
We have 2 detectives that work for our department. We have Detective Sergeant James Backus, and we have Detective Juvenile Officer Jeffrey Voschwitz. Jeff is our juvenile officer. He takes care of our juvenile cases. He's very involved with our school systems. He teaches our DARE classes for us with one other officer. Detective Backus is our main investigator. He handles all our major investigations. Any crime scenes that need to be processed, he's contacted. Fingerprints, photographs, any evidence is processed and handled by him.
I do the general investigative work, and what happens is a patrolman takes the initial report, does his report, dictates it, and then that report is forwarded to the chief. Chief Frank reviews it and then turns it over to me, and we make the determination of what happens next and what type of investigation that we do. The majority of our complaints usually are property crimes, thefts from autos. Every once in a while we'll get a few sexual assault complaints, we'll get a few battery complaints, but all in all, Cedarburg is a very safe community to live in. As the internet gets more important in our daily lives, there are people out there, people who want to take your money, or worse, your kids. Some of these crimes can occur through email, phony websites, and chat rooms. We investigate those crimes.
When we receive a complaint, we try to go to that room or that area or that block and monitor what's going on and gather evidence if we can and attempt to determine who's behind this. As with anything, the criminal makes the first step and we follow after and try to apprehend. We have special software here, plus we have special training that gives us the expertise in traveling through the internet anonymously. We can track down the people that are involved in most cases.
When you dial 911, the call is answered here, where dispatchers work 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. On a yearly average, our dispatchers handle 27,000 phone calls, 87,000 radio calls, and speak with 10,000 people that come into our lobby needing assistance.
Hi, what's up?
Police officers are dispatched to all emergency calls within the city to assist the fire department until their personnel arrive on the scene.
My heart's just pounding like crazy.
You have any history of heart problems?
Our officers are trained first responders for rescue calls and carry oxygen and automatic portable defibrillators to assist the sick and injured.
Basically, if they live within the first few houses, let them down.
Emergency government is a tremendous asset to the city. They assist the police and fire departments on many of our major calls for emergency service. In addition to this, they protect us by watching for severe weather and ensure the safety of many participants and observers during parades, festivals, and fun runs. It is remarkable that they are an all-volunteer organization.
Another service we offer here at the police department is the Direct Connect alarm panel. Businesses and residents can connect directly to our police department for a fee of $130 per year. We monitor for fire and burglary alarms. If an alarm is received, we will look up the code in the book and dispatch the officers or the fire department, whichever is appropriate at that time.
When a storm front's approaching or a thunderstorm watch or warning, we page out the Cedarwood Emergency Government, who respond to several locations in the Cedarwood area. And they are trained spotters who will tell us if there's a funnel cloud to activate the tornado sirens, or if the anemometer reaches 65 miles an hour, we then will activate as well.
We offer vacation checks to the residents of the city of Cedarwood while they're either gone from their residence on a vacation or any length of stay that they will be away. We can have the officers check the residents to make sure that everything looks to be in order. Gives the residents calmer peace of mind when they do go away, that somebody is actually watching their residents to make sure that nothing does happen while they are away.
Telecare is a service that the Cedarwood Police Department provides for our elderly people in the city. Basically what it is between the hours of 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. every day, we have several people who usually are elderly and live alone in the city, and they call in once a day to do their check. If these people don't call in between those hours, we usually send an officer to check on their welfare. We also have keys to your building or to your house, that in the event that you don't call and we feel that there's something going on that no reason for you not to call us, we make entry into your residence and make sure that you're okay or that you've gone for the day and forgot to tell us or forgot to call us.
Cedarwood Police Department was the first department in Ozaukee County to implement an emergency medical dispatch program in September of 2001. If someone calls with a medical emergency, we are able to give them medical instructions until a first responder or an ambulance arrives. We use this as our reference. If someone calls with a bleeding injury, we just flip open to that tab and it tells us what type of protocol to follow, what questions to ask, and the things that they should not do. It helps to know that if someone does need to have medical instruction, that we can provide them with that, and I think that gives them an added sense of security that we are able to help them when they need it.
The bike path is one of the areas that we patrol with the bike patrol. The reason we use the bikes down here is it's easier for us to get on the bike path with a bicycle as opposed to a car. Just the presence of an officer coming up and down the trails tends to reduce the amount of vandalism and problems along the trail. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Okay, there's 3 separate hand signals that we use on bicycles. One-hand signal would be for a left-hand turn, which would be outstretching your arm to the left. We always use our left hand. If you're going to make a right turn, we'd make a right turn signal like this. And if you're going to stop somewhere other than at a stop sign and you want to let people know behind you that you're stopping, it would be just like so, always done with the left hand. Your bike needs to be registered so that we have some place to start looking when it is stolen. It gives a permanent record of the registration numbers. So if it's stolen, we can have a chance of getting it back by entering it into our computer systems. And it goes throughout the entire country then. If your bike shows up anywhere, an officer can run the number and find out who it belongs to and that it's a stolen bike.
Protecting our kids is one of our core values within the department, and we do it in a number of different ways.
We offer to the citizens of Cedarwood a program in which they can bring their car seats in for inspection and installation. I am a certified child safety seat technician. You're going to have 3 kids, right?
Yeah, we're going to have 3 kids, yeah.
We also have car seats available under a loaner program for families that have visitors come in from out of town and they need to use or borrow car seats for family members. Oftentimes they're grandparents that have grandkids that come into the community. This is the way the seat works. When you need to put them in, the seat's going to be like this, okay? Then these 2 clips go in, just snap in like this. The strap has to be slid over the top of this part here on the clip, and then all the way over so this tab is exposed. You see what I mean?
Sure.
And then, like I said, this needs to be at breast line or armpit level, they say. Okay, there you go. Should be good to go. Okay, no problem.
Why do we want people wearing their seatbelts? Because every hour, at least one person dies in America because they haven't worn their seatbelt. Failure to buckle up contributes to fatalities more than any other behavior you may perform in your car. In America, seatbelts save more than 9,500 lives a year. Hey, you guys. Everybody wearing their seatbelt? Yeah, good. Absolutely. Glad to hear it. Well, you have a nice evening. All right. Take care. Bye, girls.
Many times during the year, our officers are fingerprinting kids as part of these protective programs.
Great job. Your fingerprints, nobody else in the whole wide world has fingerprints like you.
You can also stop in at the station and ask to have your child fingerprinted at any time, depending on availability of officers. We also offer DNA storage kits at many of the community events. You can stop in here at the station as well and pick up a kit at any time. Safety Town is a program that we offer within the community along with the Cedarwood Junior Women's Club. It teaches children how to be safe in their daily lives.
What does Mr. Yuck mean? Good.
DARE is a drug prevention program that we offer to 5th graders. This is where one of our officers goes into the schools and talks to kids about drug problems in our community.
And if we teach 5th graders about what drugs and alcohol do to you, you're going to stop and think when someone offers you a drug, a cigarette, some alcohol, and you're going to be able to say no to those people. The only thing that the people that are selling drugs care about is money. They don't care if you get sick. They don't care if you die. They don't care if they kill someone. All they want is your money. But you as a group, a whole school here, today you're dressed in red to symbolize that unity, to say, you know, we as a group are going to say no to those kids that are trying to get us to use drugs and alcohol.
For our high school kids, we can help them with Project Crash.
When the rescue members come in, they'll take over for the policemen.
It's an opportunity for our officers and high school students to work together to help educate others about underage alcohol offenses. Keeping our kids and adults safe around weapons is important to us. Our department sponsors a hunter safety course here at the station. Give us a call for more information on when the next program is offered. Officer Joe Kell is our firearms instructor, and he has some tips on how you can safely store your weapons at home.
I'm a big advocate of storing your guns safely. Here we have 3 different mechanisms to store your firearms. The first one is just a black case. You can lock the latches with the firearm inside. The second device is a breech lock. You feed this into the ejection port and it locks like so. The third type is a actual trigger lock, and that fits on your firearm like this. It locks, and it locks tight so the youngsters can't get access to the trigger on the firearm. The children are curious if you leave your gun, ammo, and magazine where they can reach it. It's only a matter of time before they figure it all out.
Ongoing training is very important to our department. It's important not only for our safety, but it's important for yours as well.
Draw, shoot once, drop it.
In 2003, we obtained the Taser Gun. It's a less than lethal option to subdue a violent person. Officers were trained in its use and were able to feel its effects.
Ah, yeah, that one did it. That one did it.
You tilt your chin down just a little bit. We're going to go up.
Okay.
Our officers undergo uniform field sobriety testing training. It better prepares them to evaluate drivers and their levels of intoxication. It's also important for our officers to routinely qualify with the use of firearms. Some of our officers are members of the Ozaukee County SRT. More intensive training occurs with the SRT unit, which is our county SWAT team.
A lot of the areas that we train in are specific tasks that we don't do on a day-in, day-out basis. It improves people's competency that are going through their training and also improves their confidence level. The more we train, the better we get. The difference between us and other people that work out and train is they work out and train for recreational purposes, but cops work out and train for survival.
Our department's philosophy is to work with the community to better reduce crime. One of the ways we do that is through our Citizens Police Academy.
That's nothing. This is the main thoroughfare out here.
In the academy, teenagers and adults learn what it's like to be a police officer. They see what officers do on traffic stops, how they might check buildings.
So that's the wall you want to put your back to when you get into the room.
What they have to do to qualify on the range. At the end of the academy, we have a graduation where they receive a diploma and a special pin. We try to stay very active within the community. We do that through our open house, the Citizens Police Academy, appearing in parades, organizing programs like DARE, Safety Town, Bicycle Safety Camp. Any chance for us to get out and meet people and talk to people. It's a good opportunity for police officers to learn more about the community and for the community to learn more about us. This program was completed in 2004. Since then, Officer Randy Grobe has left our department, with Officer David Dudash replacing him. Dispatcher Amy Fisher has become our records clerk, and Dispatcher Jessica Weidman has taken her place. Well, there you have it. We're not just about busting criminals, we're here to help. That's what we do. So when you see one of our officers, stop and say hi. We're part of the community, just like you. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for wearing your helmet. Okay, we like to see you wearing your helmet and keep it safe, okay? So there's a free ice cream cone for you.
This one will get you a free ice cream cone at your next visit to McDonald's because you got your seatbelt on.
Come on, gentlemen. Want to give us a hand? Right on down. We'll give you directions, okay?